Well, that is a shocking result and a shocking turn of events this evening as Josh Warrington is stopped in 9 rounds by Mauricio Lara, the unheralded 22-year-old Mexican who has come over and grabbed his chance, seized his chance, huge, big time. What an unbelievable effort from the Mexican as he stops Warrington in the 9th round. Look, it was ultimately a one-sided beatdown after the heavy knockdown that Warrington received earlier in the fight. I'm not going to go over the fight too much in terms of technical analysis. Sometimes I feel like you can break down fights too much and go over stuff too much. I think it's a case of here tonight looking at certain things. First things first, I don't look at fighters on BoxRec and judge them. I wanted to see what Lara's about. He gets into the ring tonight, and the first thing I notice is he's bang up for it. He's on his toes. He looks sharp. You look at the body language of Josh Warrington. I watched the fight with my dad tonight, and I said to him, he looks cold. I said, he hasn't even got a sweat on. He hasn't got a sweat on. He doesn't look sharp. There's no colour in his skin. Normally, Josh Warrington, he's got a bit of colour in the skin. He's warm. You can see him. He's pumped up. Obviously, with the weather, the way the things are, in the bubble, I can understand. But he looked cold. He didn't look like he was sharp. I think there's a few things here that some real poor decisions. First and foremost, having this guy come over and having a fight with a Mexican is always a risky strategy, especially when you don't know much about them. A lot of these guys, they fight to the level of their opponent, and sometimes the footage, I've seen many fighters struggle with these unheralded Mexicans where they come over, and what I did notice was, I know it sounds strange, but I looked at him and I thought he's wearing Reyes gloves. They're puncher's gloves. That's stupid. Let's get that out of the way right now. Whoever thought it was a good idea to allow him to have Reyes gloves, baffling, absolutely baffling. That increases the chance of a guy who has 14 stoppages on his record to have a chance, a puncher's chance, a big chance in a fight like that. That's underestimating. That's the mentality straight away tells me they've taken this geezer lightly. Look at his shorts. People can go, what are you talking about? Why are you talking about what they're wearing? Well, look at the amount of sponsors all over his shorts. This geezer came over, this fighter, this young warrior came over. He weren't coming to play games. He was up for it. He's backed. He's got people that have got his back and they're supporting him. So he's not an average, this is no Mexican road sweeper. This guy's come over and he fancies his chances. And for me, you're looking at him and he comes out, and as soon as I started seeing, the first 10 seconds, it looked like it was going to be a joke. Warrington's hit him, he's stopped, he was pulling his chin up in the air. I was thinking, what's going on here? It looked like a gimme. The guy looked like he didn't know what to do when he was being hit. But then at the end of round 1, I realised Josh Warrington was hurt. Right at the end of round 1, go back and watch it, he gets caught. And he looks and he tries to touch gloves with Lara and he smiles. And I think he realises for the first time he's in deep. And from there, it just about got worse and worse and worse. The knockdown, well, for me, Josh Warrington, it was almost for the first time in his career, he was fighting his mirror self. A guy with similar reach, similar height, wiry, aggressive, not technically the most beautiful boxer, but someone that's willing to have a scrap, willing to have a row. Essentially willing to take the play away from the boxer. And for the first time in his career, Josh Warrington was looking at someone that was actually, as Adam Smith would call it, tough and rugged. And someone that would actually have a go and be willing to commit to his punches. That left hook to the body and to the head, he whips it, he drops his hand down and he really gets leverage and he whips it. Josh Warrington always stands tall, and because he has his gloves high, those type of punches come round the sides of the gloves. And when he caught him with that left hook, you saw him wobble his legs went. He could have conceivably been stopped in that round. He just about held on. Howard Foster found every excuse in the book to pretty much get him through that round. And credit to Josh for getting through. But what worried me, and growing up watching one of my favourite fighters Paul Ingle, was that as I was watching this fight, I started to think to myself, this has got Paul Ingle's last fight written all over it. I'm worried now. I said there's going to be a knockout late in this fight because Lara's not creative enough to get the stoppage at this moment in time. He needs Warrington to punch with him or to slow down. At this moment in time, I'm concerned because Warrington's only going to get worse. He's going to fatigue more. He isn't going to win this fight. The reason why I didn't feel that way, and this is why I think there possibly was he either made the weight poorly or he didn't prepare properly. And I don't want to take that away from Lara. I've just got to call it as I see it. For me, his legs, he never recovered. See, fighters, they will recover if they're fully fit and they're at it and they've done the camp properly. If they get through 2 or 3 rounds or 4 rounds like Josh did, they find their feet again. He never did. He looked like he was consistently twitching and moving, and he didn't look comfortable. He looked like he didn't have his legs underneath him at all. From there, I was really concerned. If you go back and watch the fight, towards the end of it, he starts twitching his neck, and I thought, I don't like this. I think his dad Sean should put the towel in. I really don't like. I'm concerned he's going to get knocked out and put on oxygen, and I actually did state that, and it happened. The knockout, it's a beautiful stoppage. I mean, you know, when you talk about a single punch, he's wide with it, but he punches. What it is, that left hook's coming from about waist height, but it's coming wide. Because Josh Warrington never changes his height and he doesn't change the levels, and because he fights tall and upright and he uses his feet as defense, this guy's closing him down quickly and he's throwing that and he's committing to that left hook. And because the punches are coming from all different angles, Josh isn't able to get a read on those shots. And that's why he struggled with him. Look, there's so many people you could blame in this. I think everyone's got to look at themselves and hold themselves accountable. Very strange fight to be having anyway, let alone letting the guy have puncher's gloves, let alone having your cornerman, your dad cornering someone. You're watching the fight, seeing your stablemate get knocked out. Then your stablemate's just been knocked out. Now he's showered in his tracksuit, stumbling around the changing room, sharing biscuits with people. He's just lost a British title fight. The whole thing didn't sit right with me from the get-go. I just think the mentality wasn't where it needs to be for a top-level fight, which it was. You know, this guy is no joke, and he's come here and he's snatched the victory. Thoroughly deserves it, and I'd like to see him fight again. But for Josh, he's got to go back to the drawing board. But I'm not sure Lara's the sort of guy that he can beat. Sometimes in this sport, you can fight the most technical boxers and win and look great doing it. But then you'll fight someone who you can't get a read on. They're throwing all types of punches. It's all over the place. They're throwing right hooks to the body, left hooks to the head, swinging them in. Right uppercuts, straight right hands, and then going back to an orthodox jab. It's hard to get a read on. I don't know if the talk of a rematch is a wise thing, personally. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts. This is just me waffling and rambling. I'm just happy to see boxing back. I'm gassed, to be honest with you. But I will be looking to do a live stream at some point. I know some of you have asked for that. Bloody well wish I did now, I must say. But look. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Please like, share and subscribe. And stay tuned. Hopefully I'll have some more content for you soon. Thank you for watching.